in Landover, Maryland. And tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Washington Commanders.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Velus Jones now from his end zone.
And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. A man who led the league in yards per carry last year, it's Khalil Herbert.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Now this Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
And they needed to be, because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and each play took on more importance, and they got it done.
Fields now to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Fields.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Go.
Now here's Samuel on the end around.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down conversion. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
On 1st down, right back to Gibson.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Someone's looking fresh, and his O-line is definitely looking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27.
But now he appears to be in some pain. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. This now a 3rd and 4. And Howe will throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
2nd and 6. Now Howell. His throw complete right side to Bates, the tight end. Touchdown, Washington. John Bates, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Commanders put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. And the kick is good, and the Commanders out to a 7-0 lead.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. This will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Cole Kmet, the intended receiver.
And it's 3rd and short.
You talk about this Washington defense.
They were quite formidable in the win over the Eagles a week ago.
And they needed to be because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
Fields on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Hang on now, we're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down in the 32.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
The score. Commanders and 7. Bears.
Here we go.
Now 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Here we go, son.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Right.
Herbert once more.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Locates Mooney on the out route. Touchdown! Darnell Mooney from 10 yards out. And the Bears are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
For most people, the excitement of the kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 31 yards there and a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Here's Gibson on the read option.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From the 43, here's a 2nd down and 9. 2nd down, Howell back to pass.
This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 44-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
A handoff running left is Gibson.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit hot. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Here's Samuel.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Curtis Samuel, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And Washington has taken the lead.
And to me, the key to a wide receiver run like that is getting around the first edge guy. It's often like a punt returner. Make that first guy miss, because if you can do that successfully and get upfield, We know good things can happen. He's able to take that one into the end zone.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that makes the score 14-7.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Starting on the ground with Herbert. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. 2nd and 9.
Let's go Alpha right here.
Fields going to keep it running right.
And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That second down play nets a -4.
3rd and 12. Here's Fields. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
Herbert powering up the middle. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Here we go.
Herbert now on the option.
They'll get it to the 23-yard line. The Bears moving hastily in the hurry-up offense.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Fields going to get that out wide to Mooney.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. So nothing doing there. And then we've got a 3rd down and 3.
All right, partner, I wasn't good enough to get this done, but I played with plenty of guys who did. When they spotted wide receiver screen and they got to the football fast and blew the whole thing up, the same result as we just saw usually happened. No gain.
Now Fields. And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the 1st half.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Commanders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. Now throwing on first down here. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
He really tried to thread that down the seam.
Yeah, he tried to rip that one, didn't he? But a throw with that velocity, necessary when you're trying to hit a quick hitter like that one. Timing execution has to be perfect. Unfortunately for him, that one fell to the ground.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
And he'll get it here on the touch pass.
And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Third and 5. Faking the handoff. Howell slings this deep from McLaurin. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Tyreek Stevenson picks it off. And the Bears will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Moore was a huge part of the deal that Chicago made with Carolina, giving up the #1 overall pick in the draft. Averaging over 1,000 yards a season his first 5 years of his career, a tremendous playmaker, and he makes another catch here.
A final shot before the break. Fields. That's complete to Mooney.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And ready to get the party started for the 2nd half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This offense ready for the first drive of the 3rd quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun 2nd half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the 2nd half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Commanders come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. So this, not a stat line that you'd expect to see. 2 touchdowns for him now in the ball game, both coming on the ground.
And while it may be unusual, it's obvious they found something that they like on offense and they can use against the defense. And I think they'll continue to go to it until they're stoppable.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead is now 21-14.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. It's a foot race. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Bears. It's been a back-and-forth game. A lot of points on the board. And that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it. And as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming. And that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Gold with the extra point, and we are tied at 21. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
In a tie game, both sides are looking for something to give them an advantage. It often falls back on special teams. And that return, that could be the spark to untie the game.
With a play fake, and now here's how to throw it.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing second and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up. And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
On the return is Jones. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Bears take over.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Now a first down throw, Fields. That's complete to his running back, Herbert.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be second down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
First target, first catch, and a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
Here we go.
Here's a 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Herbert.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, they can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. That is caught. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line.
Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. On first down, it's Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Slide for the PAT. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
A quick throw out wide to Mooney. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They might go into him in the slot and catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
To throw is Fields. That is caught by Herbert. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Samuel. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, not a big gain with that play, but what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
The defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Hand off right side for Herbert. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to herd down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. From the 50, here's Fields. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here we go.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. They'll try and pick it up by running the action to the right. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards.
Fourth down. Fields has to have this one. And he's got the hook up here. That's Mooney.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10.
Moore, the man in motion.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Here's Fields. That pass complete to Moore.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And they'll try to save the timeouts to use on defense if need be as he runs up and spikes it.
Second down, goal to go.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
Bottom line, 2-yard gain's just not going to cut it in this situation. You've got to move the ball downfield in order to have a chance.
Defense will give him that the rest of the way.
All eyes on Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain.
Here we go. The noise deafening. 4th and goal. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here's a big one. It's 4th and goal. Here we go on 4th down. Fields.
And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute. And they're an extra point away from tying this game. Now Gould for the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as it kicks away here. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Takes over first and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Powell to throw. Dotson, he's got it. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to go out extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout
as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Final minute, no timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
Here's 2nd down. This is Samuel.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Hey, a little bit of an unconventional call there.
Yeah, but it worked. And how great was that? That's got to give them a lift in this situation.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
But just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches. Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
Oh, now some trickery. They fake the spike.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Kyler Gordon picks it off. And he will be taken down, and that means we are headed to overtime.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So the first chance of this overtime will go to Washington as we are back underway.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen? Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
throwing on third down here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A huge play there in overtime. 44 yards.
And how about that? So many times the big play is what does it in overtime. They got one there, move the ball past midfield, and now you know they're on the move, looking to score the game-winning touchdown because a field goal won't finish the game.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. Second straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Al down to throw it.
Oh, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. Gigantic play by this defense, Charles. So they came back in the fourth quarter, took the momentum into overtime, and now they take the football.
And how do you think the team that just threw the pick feels right now? They surrendered the lead, got to overtime, had a chance to redeem themselves, and now they put the game in jeopardy with another pick. And guess what? Their defense has to hold.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Hey, never mind. Monday. 11.
Now what can Fields do here in overtime? A quick throw there is incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Out of the gun, Fields.
Oh, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. The thing started off exciting. This one had a high-scoring first half, and nobody let their foot off the gas in the second half either, Charles. And, you know, for them, a really nice victory in a high-scoring output.
You're right about that because so many times we'll see teams come out slow and take a while to get going, and points become a little bit harder to score near the end of games, as we know, because everyone tightens down. But no such issues in this game. The scoring started right away and held up at a steady clip the remainder of the game.